Well, good morning. Welcome to the creepy lighting portion of the video. It is early Saturday morning. We've got the coffee, got the keys, I've got the address, and we're going to head up to northern Ohio, pick up a cabinet. Which one? You have to stay tuned to the rest of the video to figure it out. But let's go ahead and get started, hit the road so we can go and get back, because they're talking about rain later this afternoon. So I got to get up there. I got about a 4-hour drive. So get up there, get it loaded, come back, and get it in the arcade before the rain comes. That, today, is the goal. Okay, so didn't get all the killer fudge. Probably should have, but I didn't. Instead, I got some of this hickory harvest watermelon Twizzlers, basically licorice, and then I got some of this sweet cherry vibe trail mix. It's got a lot of good stuff in here. Got some roasted peanuts, roasted almonds. Everything's roasted except for the yogurt raisins, the dried tart cherries, and the dried cranberries. It all sounds very good, very healthy. Got some coffee, got some water, and I'm ahead of schedule just a little bit, so I got to kind of take my time. About 30 minutes ahead of schedule, so gonna take a little bit of a break here, get out of the way so other people can get gas. I got this trailer behind me, and just kind of putt along, and maybe if there's anything cool to see, we will stop, but more than likely not. So yeah, we're getting close to Akron, which is actually where this stuff was made. So it's a local brand, the Hickory Harvest, the good people at Hickory Harvest. But if you get me sick eating your stuff, I'm gonna let you know. Okay, let's go ahead and fire it up, hit the road. This guy's a great guy, but this is proving to be much more difficult than I thought. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This one, going up those stairs, absolutely kicked my ass, I'm not gonna lie. But the good thing is, it's here. Outrun is in the trailer. Now it's time to get home and get it unloaded, because you know I have a walkout and I have a downhill, so that's no problem. If I ever got to get rid of it and sell it and go uphill, I'm gonna call a moving company. Yes, sir, officer. Nothing to see here. Yeah, you wear your hat forward. It's more respectable. Wonder, are they a fan of pirates? Sorry. Okay, so I hope you can hear me over the loud exhaust fan on the back of this arcade, but it is here, it is alive, I'm alive, we all made it. It's the next day, so my back has had time to recover. And I've given this thing a good once over, and we have some issues. Some of these issues I knew about. One was the coin door was completely missing. There was just a piece of plywood covering that, and when I took that off, I found that some of the stuff still remained. You had the this like skeletal undercarriage that houses the coin door bucket. I had the service and test button, the degaussing button, but the volume knob just wasn't even like soldered. So the volume goes all the way to max. So I had to unplug that in the back of the cabinet just so I could do the rest of this video. The seat on this particular model has no electronics. There's no speaker. There's no subwoofer. There's no rumble. There's none of that. So that simplifies things, but kind of lacks some of the features that I wish that I could have had. But this is definitely more of an Outrun 2 specific cabinet. They made other versions that looked a lot like that Crazy Taxi cabinet I have in my arcade. So this will be different. I think that's good. What's not good is just this overall dash is very, very plain. You got the you got the Ferrari logo on the inside, which is cool, but the dash that has like this replica gauge pod has no gauges in it. So I think I want to do something eventually, change that and give just maybe some kind of marquee material, some translucent material, and put something there that kind of fake gauges that glow or something. The buttons over here are just plain buttons. They're labeled start and view change, but I'd like to maybe get some of the decals that I've seen on the other version of Outrun 2 and put those off to the side to kind of have something going on here because it seems so plain. On the back side of the cabinet, everything for the most part is stock with a few exceptions. You can notice it right now that there's a light under here. That was not stock. So they have a lot of wire taps kind of sporadically placed throughout the cabinet. They were trying to do different things, tap in for power here and there. I'm going to get rid of all that because that's just kind of sketchy. I don't want that. I want the wiring for the most part to be as stock as possible. So yeah, the marquee is clean. It's mounted on a piece of glass, which is not cracked or scratched, so that looks good. Of course, the problem is because of that fluorescent tube back there that's been back there since '03, it is a nice shade of yellow. Problem is, it is really tough to find this particular marquee. Reproductions are really tough to find, so I'm gonna have to keep looking for that. Some of the reason, or one of the reasons why I really wanna keep this specific marquee look is because it has the official Ferrari licensing on the bottom. So I may just have to live with a slightly yellowed color. Obviously, we're gonna get rid of that fluorescent tube, go with the standard LED strips, which I love. Speakers, I think Retro Ralph has done a video about this, where he talked about the sound really wasn't impressive. You just have two speakers right here firing down. Like I said, nothing in the seat. So I want to change that if I can, and maybe even wire in a subwoofer in the bottom of the seat somewhere, because it's really just a cavernous void of just nothingness. So maybe in the future. Of course, this has to be cleaned and vacuumed out, completely wiped down. Hardware is going to be taken out and repainted before it goes down in the arcade. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, the gas pedal button is it's stuck. So whenever you push the gas pedal, you know, it gives you gas and you think you're driving and everything's fine. But when you take your foot off, to try to do a drift, it doesn't work because the button is stuck. So the pedal assembly is going to have to come out and be completely cleaned and gone through, maybe even replace that switch. Not exactly sure if that's going to happen. But beyond that, everything else looks really good. This is the GDR or the GD-ROM module inside. Some of these had a compact flash card. This does have the GD-ROM, which means that eventually in the future, hopefully, I can upgrade to the Outrun 2 SP version of this game, or you can even go with the Crazy Taxi High Roller. It's just a matter of swapping in the security prong, the security bit there, and then the security dongle, I should say, and then the actual disc itself. So if I can find those on eBay, I can just swap those games out with really not much effort at all. Another thing I wanted to address is the back of the cabinet had, it was covered, right, with 2 pieces of plain plywood. That's going to have to be replaced. So we're going to do a brand new single panel on the back, not multiple pieces screwed in with wood screws. We're going to do a single panel with one of my little keys there, my little locks to kind of lock all that in place and make it easily accessible, but still leave it covered, paint it black, make it look nice and stock. But for the most part, I mean, those things, you know, set aside, the side art looks really good. A few little scratches, nothing that's going to really warrant replacing it. There is some damage on the bottom corner here. We're going to have to do some woodwork on that. And then something that I maybe don't need to do, but I am going to do, is this monitor is going to be replaced with, you guessed it, a Unico 26-inch, because this is a 26. And listen, that LCD looks phenomenal. It is not crucial to have a CRT in this particular model because, as you can kind of tell, this is pretty much flat. And a lot of these came with flat screens anyway. So it's not like it's, you know, super arcade specific to rock with this standard CRT. And I just really love the Unico product. It just makes this game pop, which it should, because the game is beautiful. I don't want to have to fight with an old CRT or maybe try to replace it just to have it go out in a couple months. Overall, I am very, very, very excited to have this in the collection, to get it cleaned up, to get it down in the arcade. Just a few little things, like I said, the coin door, some paint, a little bit of woodwork, get the whole thing wiped down, check some of the switches and stuff, swap in that monitor, and this bad boy is going downstairs. It's going to look great sitting right next to our Crazy Taxi cab. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions, any comments. What do you think about this particular purchase? Do you have one of these? Got any pointers for me? Please help me out. I think I could use all the help I can get. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Y'all have the best day, and I'll see all